guys, I'm Lydia, aka Stitchin on Instagram and here on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I hope you find something of interest. Today is the 26th of October 2023 and I am back with a new Flosstube update. So it's been over 2 months since the last video. It's been a while, but I'm okay, don't worry. It's just been busy, I guess, and I didn't really have that much energy to spend, so I didn't record until now. So I am back. I also didn't really have that much time or energy to stitch, so I don't have that much progress number-wise or statistics-wise, but I did work on a lot of projects. So I do have a lot to show you today. I also have a lot to talk about because I went to DutchMaynia. So, and live updates basically. So this video might be a long one. I am going to try to keep it relatively short, but we'll see if I will succeed. So I've written down some notes for myself to keep track that I actually tell you everything that I want to tell you. And I am going to try to actually stick to this. So yeah, one more thing that I wanted to say is that I do track my stitches and stuff, but they might not be too accurate because in preparation for this video I wrote everything down and I calculated what I did and I noticed some possible errors. So I did make the calculations. I think they're accurate, but they might not actually be, but the numbers will just give you at least an overview of or a feeling of what I've done. And lastly, for the intro, my mom's doing her thing upstairs, my dad's working outside, doing his thing, splitting wood and stuff. My boyfriend might come home later, so there might be some noises around. Plus the fireplace is going and we've got the blower on, because it's, yeah, winter is coming. It's getting cold outside, so lots of noises. I hope you don't hear them, but if you do, that's the explanation. I apologize in advance. Okay, yeah, that's the intro. So let's get into it. I've got a lot to show you, like I told you. First of all, let's start off with, this is Twilight Bridge. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. I'm working this on everything that came with the kit, including the 18 count Idee. Beautiful. I'll try to remember to put in all of the before pictures, so I will put in a picture of where I was before here. And here we are now. Now honestly, I can't really remember exactly where I've worked on. So, or well, maybe I can do a side by side. There you go. But I have done 368 stitches since the last time you've seen this. So you should be able to see some kind of a difference. And I think it's somewhere down here. That would be the logical place to look. So yeah, that's Twilight Bridge. Yeah, since it's been 2 months, it's too complicated to get into WIPGO, so I have decided to just address WIPGO all at once I've shown you all of the projects. So I think I've completed the WIPGO goals. We'll get into that later. That's Twilight Bridge. Next up, we've got a finish. A small one, but it's one. It is a finish. Last time you've seen this, it was like basically 100 stitches away from a finish, so you shouldn't be surprised. But this is Ukraine. This is a pattern that I got off Etsy. I'm basically stitching this just to be aware of what's happening while I'm stitching this, and maybe raise a little bit of awareness amongst you guys. But now it's finished, so we won't see it again. So yeah, I got a mini finish. That's exciting. And it took me 131 stitches to finish it, since the last time you've seen this. And I don't think I will put in a before picture because I can just point out what's new. I think it was basically just this blue line, this bottom blue line all the way across that I just needed to fill in. And a few spaces like underneath the H here. That's it. That's all that's new. That's that one. And then we've got Waterhome Master. This was my first ever Heaven and Earth designs, so it's dear to my heart, if you may say so. Waterhome Master, artwork by David Penfound, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm not that crazy, I'm just doing the... well, I am crazy of course, but like, not in this way, because I am not doing the super size, but I am doing the regular everything. So I'll try to put in a picture of how it was last time here. And you can look for the green colors, because those are the spaces where there's something new. And here we are now. Maybe I can do a before and after. So I'll put it to the side somewhere here. And then this is where we are now. And the color that we are looking for. So that's the color that we are looking for. I have done 616 stitches since the last time you've seen this, all in that one color. It still has like 400 stitches left, so it's not that satisfying that I completed an entire color, but I did work on it. It's now up to 14.46% done, and I believe the goal for the year is 15, so we're getting there. And some spaces that have been worked on, I believe there's stuff in the butterfly, that's green. There's stuff down below here, that's also green. Yeah, there was also green before, so I can't really really tell what's new anymore. But yeah, it is coming along nicely. Obviously, I'm stitching this in extreme cross country. I started with all of the black first, and then I started with the color with the least amount of stitches, and I'm working my way up to the color with the most amount of stitches. And I'm now working with colors that are using 1,000 stitches or more, I believe. So that's a milestone and very exciting. And I think that's everything I had to tell you about Waterhome Master. I don't know why I'm rolling now, but now I can't stop. I have to finish it. I usually don't roll it up while filming, because it takes time. I don't know why I made the choice to do it now, but I did, so I'll finish it. Okay. That's Waterhome Master. Next up, Spring Queen. This is Spring Queen. This is another Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Bridget Ashwood. She's beautiful. She's amazing. I love her. So yeah, of course I didn't prepare enough. I didn't put away the threads that are in the way. Hopefully this will do it. Good enough. So, I'll put in a picture of where it was last time next to it. Let's try that. So this is where we are now. So you should be looking up in this corner, but I think it will be fairly obvious, the progress, because I've done 1203 stitches, so 12 blocks in these diagonals. Kind of significant. So exciting stuff is, we've got a leaf. This is a new feature. If you look at the picture, it's a leaf there. And we are almost finished with this rose, almost all the way finished up. So when I finish this page, I believe I will continue down here. Yes. So yeah, beautiful. So 1203 stitches, and it's now up to 4.92% done. It's not the max size or the super size, but it is the max colors. So it's using, I can see here actually, 236 colors. So yeah, quite a lot of confetti, but I do like the way I'm stitching it. Gives it a lot of structure. So yeah, that's Spring Queen. We are actually flying through this. Okay, reading time, next one. So this is mini reading time. Oh yeah, so Spring Queen I started with Amy from Creativity by Gidge. And this one I started together with Laura from, oh, she changed her name, I believe, but I think it's Stitching Colors. I have this every time. I have to look up your name, Laura. I'm sorry, but I'll link her down below, so go check her out. Yeah, so it's a mini, because we figured the regular size didn't add enough detail or beauty to the piece to have to do the regular size, and doing a mini just saves so much time. So the mini it is. And like I said before, I went to DutchMaynia and I brought this piece amongst others, and I worked on it briefly, and I got so many comments on the way I'm stitching this. And if you're new here, I think you'll get why in a second. Because I'm kind of crazy. Yeah, this is what I'm doing, guys. Whoops. So again, I'll try to do the comparison above. So top one is where it was last time. This is the new one. Since the last time you've seen this, I've done 495 stitches, which basically means 5 blocks. And it's up to 5.46% done, which goes so quickly. It's a mini, so it's very fast going. So long story short, there's a lot more to this method, but long story short is for every 2 blocks in one page, I do 1 block in the next page. So say we have 4 blocks in one page, I'll do 2 in the next and 1 in the next one. So you can see this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in. So next time I'll work on this, I will do 1 more in this page. Is that correct? Yes. And then that means that I can have 1 more block in the next page over. So, very exciting. So that's reading time. And then I did have a new start, which is very exciting because I rarely start stuff. Because I want to feel like I can actually finish everything in my lifetime, which according to my calculations is getting pretty close. But yeah, I started something during DutchMaynia, which was not planned at all. I planned it actually on the first day of DutchMaynia, and then I started it on the second day of DutchMaynia. Now, if you don't know what DutchMaynia is a retreat that was held once before. If I don't have my history correct, please correct me in the comments down below, but I hope I get all the facts correct. DutchMaynia was held once before here in the Netherlands, and then after that a few years it hasn't been around, just because it's a lot to organize, of course. And so the last edition I was not even stitching yet, so let alone I know of DutchMaynia and I go there. so I did not go there, but now there was another edition, and of course here in Apeldoorn, where I live, in the same city. So I had no excuse really but to go, and I had to go. So I went there, had lots of fun. It was a 2-day retreat. It was my first retreat as well. So it was very eye-opening and lovely and an insane experience, basically. Now, I don't really want to name any names, just because I don't want anyone to feel left out. But just know that I loved everyone there. I really love... there's just something about stitching people. I don't know why, but I have never met a mean or cranky or what have you stitching person. Like, everyone's just lovely. Everyone is nice to be around. Everyone's happy, and it's amazing. So I had a lot of fun. And about the new start, there's a lot that I can tell about DutchMaynia, but I don't really have that much time or energy to. I want to keep this short. So let's get to the new start and how that came to be. So if you remember, if you've been here for a few videos, a little while back I bought a new pattern, which is the Twisted Rainbow Band Sampler from Northern Expressions Needleworks. This is the picture. And if you don't know it, basically everyone knows it, but if you don't know it, it's like every other band is a specialty stitch. So you've got cross stitches, and then specialty stitches, cross stitches, specialty stitches, cross stitches, and it keeps on going. And the specialty stitches are all like explained. I won't show you because that will be showing the pattern, but like they're explained throughout the entire pattern, and I love it. So this is gonna be new for me. I have never done specialty stitches except for like French knots and stuff in like dimensions kits, but no other fancy things. So that will be a first for me. Obviously, like you've just seen, I do a lot of full coverage. This is not full coverage, so that's gonna be also very interesting to see. And so yeah, I already had the pattern, I had the threads, I planned on starting it, but I didn't know when yet. But I didn't have the fabric yet. Now, it just so happened to be that during the retreat, there was like a little bus that was hired for the retreat, that went between the retreat and a stitching shop that was near me, but I never heard of it, which is kind of crazy, I guess. But now I know of the existence, and I will, hopefully I remember, but otherwise please let me know in the comments. I will link it down below in the description box, because it's a very, very nice shop. But yeah, so I had the idea, what if I can just buy the fabric there and then start it on DutchMaynia? And then I will have something to remember DutchMaynia with, I guess. So that's what I did. And I went there, well, I discussed with some people, because I didn't know yet what count I wanted to use or what color fabric it should be. So I discussed with a few people what they thought. Some of them have stitched it themselves, which was very nice to have their opinion and expert opinion on this. And we came to the conclusion to do a 32 count, and I went to the store thinking that I will grab a plain white or plain black fabric, just because obviously it's a rainbow, so what other color can you do, because it will clash with some of the colors at least, or at least one. So black or white it was. But then I came across the fabric that I'm actually using, which I'll try not to show you the design yet, is this fabric. So I don't know if the camera will actually pick this up, but it's slightly marbled and it's very exciting. Yeah, I think you can tell. Yeah. So it's slightly marbled. This is a 32 count vintage marble grey by Soed Idee. I think that's the name of the designer, I guess. And it's stamped, and according to the people in the store, I can wash this. And I am using DMCs, which are obviously washable, so I can actually wash this fabric and the project when it's done, which is amazing. So I picked this fabric just because it's going to be different, because everyone is doing it on either a plain white or a plain black fabric, and now I am doing it on a marbled fabric, but it's doable because it's subtle enough and it's not in one of the colors of the rainbow, because it's still a white and grey tones. So yeah, I was really happy with this. And then also, you might notice, I don't know if I have ever mentioned on this channel before, but I don't like linen. I don't like the idea of something not being perfectly symmetrical or perfectly aligned or not the same width. And as you might know, linen versus even weave, linen has these, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I don't think so. But linen has the thing where one thread might be a lot thinner than the other thread, and I can't really comprehend that. But looking at this particular linen, it's not that bad. And I think I can handle it. So, against my own rules, if you will, I am working on linen now. Yeah, so this is a lot of rambling to say I started the rainbow, twisted rainbow sampler. And this is where I'm at. So I finished the first two colors, which is very exciting. And the next band is gonna be specialty stitches. I don't know when I'm going to work on this. So might be soon, might be next year somewhere, but I've started it and I'm very excited. And the idea that I have, and I don't know if this is a realistic idea and whether I'm going to go through with it, but I'm gonna try. I want to do a little stitch with me for every specialty stitch. And not really as a tutorial, but kinda, because obviously it's gonna be my first time doing the stitch, so maybe I'm doing it wrong, but then you can come in and help me, I guess. But like, more as a funny way of sharing the struggle, because this might be a struggle and it might be funny to watch, but also a bit cringy. I don't know yet if I will do that, but let me know in the comments what you think of that idea. But I might do that, and then you will see a probably pretty short stitch with me of me trying specialty stitches for every specialty stitch band. That's the doorbell. Please excuse that, my mom's going to open the door. She told me before I started filming that might happen, and that she would answer the door. So, that's that. Oh yeah, and I think I counted those stitches, and I believe that was 781 stitches. So, that's the progress for the first start on the Twisted Rainbow band sampler. Okay. So that was all of the stitching projects, but don't leave just yet, because we are going through the whipco board quickly. So I'll put it up on the screen somewhere, and the few things that I want to point out. So the colors white means it is not called yet. The darkest grey means it is called and finished within that month, so in time. And then I have a light grey, which means it is called and not finished. And then I have, but I don't think it is in this particular board, but it might be in my second board, which you'll see in a second. I have another in-between grey, which means it is called and finished, but not within the month, so not in time. And those will not count for the rewards, because I am rewarding myself for every column or row that I finish in time. $5, so 2.5 per row per board, if you will. Yeah. So those are the colors. Then you'll notice there are 4 remaining white pieces. Makes sense, because we've got 2 months left. One of them is Spring Queen, one of them is Waterhole Master, and 2 of them are Twilight Bridge. So those projects you can expect to see again before the end of the year. Then for October, this month, we've got one remaining block that needs to be finished, which is Waterhole Master, 380 stitches, and the color that I'm working on currently has like 400 stitches in it left in the entire piece. So I just will finish that color this month. That's the plan. And then that Whipco goal will be finished. So, very exciting. Okay, that's the Whipco board for stitching. Now we are done with stitching. We'll get into the knitting and crochet, and then lastly a live update. So if you were here only for the stitching, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Oh, we are almost at half an hour already. So, like I said, might be a long one. So let's get into the knitting and crochet. The only project in my entire collection that I did not work on was the blanket. So I will show you socks and a sweater. So let's first grab the sweater. So I'm crocheting a sweater for my mom with this. It was even more giant, but these are giant balls of yarn. I don't know if you can tell, but like they are bigger than my head, and they were even bigger, so giant. So that's the color, and I can't really remember what you've seen last time. Well, maybe a little, but this is the front. It's got a cable, a braid kind of thing going on in front, and it comes along the neck here. Bottom. Yes, it's kind of on an angle, at an angle, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong or whatever, but I think it's supposed to be straight, but I'm just gonna fudge it and it's gonna be fine. It's my first sweater, you guys. Give me some slack. And then I finished the back panel, which is new. So this is the back panel. I think last time you had seen 1/2. So in this pattern, you're working from the middle out. So I started here in the middle. This is where the first ball of yarn ended, and I had to start a new one. But I will finish those threads later on. So I work this way, got a shoulder, this is the underarm portion, and then on this side you work, so when you're done with that one you work this way. And that's done. And I already like pinned the both of them together with stitch markers. Just pinned it together and put it on mom just to make sure that it fits, and it fits perfectly. So the only thing that's awkward is that this thing is at an angle too. But I'm just gonna try and fudge it, and if it's somehow awkward, she'll just wear it inside as a cozy sweater and not outside, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself for this being my first sweater. And now all that's left are the sleeves, and there's gonna be a border around the bottom. And I think that's it. And sewing everything together, I guess. So yeah, very exciting, very nice. So that's the sweater. And then the socks. So as you probably remember, I was working on socks for my mother. But the thing is, I was waiting for, I ran out of yarn. So I had 1.5 socks basically. Well, I started the second. I just started the second. And I ran out of yarn. Probably because I was using a partial ball of yarn to begin with. So, not that smart, but I just figured I could get another ball whenever I needed to. Turned out that was quite difficult. I waited for over a year for that color to get back in stock. It never did. The supplier also didn't really mention it being discontinued, so we just waited. We, meaning me and the store that I was in contact with, waiting for this color to come back in stock. But it never did, and up until this day we don't know what's happening with that brand and those colors, because there are more colors that are not coming back in stock, so as far as we know. So that's annoying, but at this point I decided I was done waiting and I was gonna look for a replacement, and I got that. This is the replacement. It was basically the same thickness of yarn, same weight, same color, black, so that was easy. So yeah, I got a replacement and I think you can't notice, so that's amazing. Got 2 socks now. And she's happy, she's already wearing them. However, she does say we have a wood floor in the living room and it is a bit slippery. So she only wears these when she is actually sitting down at night and watching TV, and then she'll put them on. But she won't walk around in here because we can't have her slipping all over the place. But she's very happy. They fit amazing, it's like a glove, it's perfect. Why I'm mentioning they fit amazing is because I made socks before for my boyfriend which did not fit amazing. And I think I know why. I start at the cuff. And there you measure the cuff around where it sits, or it's supposed to sit, which is like at the cuff. And my boyfriend is, he used to do a really high level of swimming. So his calves, his muscles in general, are kind of huge. Not trying to brag here, but it is true. So I fitted the size socks that I needed to knit for him around the calves, but those are huge. So now the entire sock is huge and it's kind of sagging down, which is kind of annoying. So I want to try making him new socks sometime, not anytime soon, because it takes a long time for me to finish stuff, because I'm working on everything in one go. But if you have tips for someone having small ankles but a huge calf, so do I do decreases? Do I like start it big and then decrease down even before the ankle? Because like, I don't know. If you have experience with this problem, let me know how you solved it. If I don't get any responses, I think I'll just try doing decreases. And what I think also will help, I used a thicker weight for his socks, because he picked it out and I was like, this is a thicker weight, but I think I can make it work. But that also has a side effect that there is a bigger gap between 2 sizes, because you have to do a multiple of 8 as your number of stitches. So if you have to go 8 stitches down in a thicker yarn, it's going to be a huge difference compared to the other size. If you have a thinner yarn, which you are supposed to use, that's going to be a little bit more of a subtle difference, so I can play around more with the sizing. Because if I had went down 1 size, the sock would have been too small. If you will. Yeah, a lot of rambling about socks, but that's them done. And then another exciting thing is I have haul. I never have haul, but now I have haul. 2 things. I was kind of... the price of this ball of yarn scared me. But I got needles, new needles, because I was working with plastic cheap needles that I didn't really trust. They never let me down, but somehow I'm always scared that they'll break and then I'm pretty screwed. So we've got the needles. And the funny thing is, my aunt got the same needles and yarn, but I'll show you in a second. And her needles broke after using it for like half a sock. So I don't know, because these are expensive. I'm just gonna use them, but I hope they're not breaking on me, because otherwise I'm just sticking with the cheap ones. But yeah, we've got needles and we've got yarn. And this is like fancy yarn, because it's like variegated and stuff. And I love it. So yeah, that's the yarn. Other way around, there. And it's so soft, that's why I had to have it. But this was 15 bucks. 15 bucks for one ball of yarn. One skein. It's kind of insane to me. But yeah, I still did it, because it's amazing. And I plan on making these socks for myself. Because I never make stuff for myself, and now I will make stuff for myself. And I also think I might play around for the first time with some pattern. So like some cables running down the sock, which is exciting. So yeah, got those. And that's the last thing that I was going to show you guys. As far as projects go, at least. Then we've got so I've got a second whipco board, so I'll put it on the screen somewhere. And this board is for all of my knitting and crochet projects. So the things that I want to point out, the colors are the same as in the first board. So white is not called. The darkest gray is called and finished in time. Then we have a lighter gray, which is called and not finished. And then we have a in-between gray, which is still quite dark actually. And that is finished and called and finished, but not within time. Not within the month it was called. And those will not count for the reward system. And then, so 3 blocks were not completed in time. For October we have 1 goal remaining, and that's the sweater. So I will try to pick it up before the end of the month for at least 3 days. And then there are 4 blocks remaining, again obviously because there are 2 months remaining in the year. And 3 of those are the blankets, so we've got a lot of blankets knitting to do. And 1 is the sweater. So we've also got quite a bit of sweater crochet to do. And I think, well, okay, no. So that's the board. And that's all of the projects. So if you were here only for the projects and for all of the crafting stuff, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. I will now get into the last bit, which is the live update. Oh, this is gonna be such a long video. I'm so sorry. But yeah, live update. So last time we spoke, I was still working on my final study, which is now finished, I'm very pleased to say. So I'm done with school. I now have a degree. And so I have finished my animal management degree. And I am going to start work in a week. Yeah, in a week, next week I will start work. And it will have nothing to do with animals. I'm going to start work as an assistant accountant, because I really like numbers and I really like numbers. I'm good with that stuff, so I'm going to be an accountant. So that's very exciting. And then also, if you've been with me for a very long time, you know that I have gone through some dark times. And I kind of dare to say now that I am really happy right now. Which feels kind of weird to say, but I am very content with my life. And I dare to say that now because one more thing that has found its way back into my life, and that's horses. I have always loved horses, been around horses, worked with horses, everything, and I loved horses, but not the stuff that involves, that goes around it, and basically the people. If you're in the horse world, the equestrian world, you know that there's a lot of controversy, a lot of discussions about animal welfare, which I believe is amazing, because we should always be working towards better animal welfare, in my opinion. However, it was very exhausting. And in my opinion, well, it's not even those discussions that were the most exhausting. I don't want to get into too much detail, because also privacy of others. But also, I just didn't really click with the people that I was working with around horses. They didn't understand me as a person. They didn't understand if I was in a panic attack, I was not able to come to the stables. Like, okay, I'm getting into too much detail, so I'm gonna stop there. But the people around horses always took away the joy for me. And when I got a burnout, which this whole story is one of the main causes for that burnout, rather than school itself, I stepped out of that world, that equestrian world, entirely for a bit, and I was not sure when I would return. And now, to keep a long story short, I have finally found horses back into my life. And they are horses that are owned by people who I actually connect with. They understand me, I understand them, and everything is so lighthearted, everything is fine, I can't really explain how happy I am that I'm finally be able to work with horses again, express my passion for horses, and yeah, that might make me sound like a silly horse girl, but it's more than that for me. It has always been, but I have not really been around horses for 2 or 3 years now, which is insane, and now they are back into my life. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm very content with you guys. This entire community has helped me a lot. I've got an amazing family. I've got a friend that's basically a sister to me. I've got my boyfriend, which is a partner. He's just a jackpot. I can't say anything else about him. I have now finished my study. I am starting work in a few days, in a week, and I am feeling confident that I can deal with that, and I will succeed, and I will feel happy in that place. So I feel like finally all the puzzle pieces have come together, and I am happy to say that I am happy. So yeah, hopefully that stays that way. But we'll see. Now, the other thing, the last little thing that I wanted to say is that I am not following a schedule anymore at all. Like, not even trying for this channel. So my plan basically is whenever I have time and energy, which is a new thing that I have added, I do also need to have energy. Then I will film a new video. The only thing that I still really want to try to keep up going is the whip parades, obviously. So that's one thing that I almost am willing to guarantee, that there will be a whip parade around the 1st of January. However, when it comes to regular updates, there might be a new update in 2 weeks. There might be a new update. The next whip parade might be the next update. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Is that I'm now actually choosing for my own mental health, and not that it's so exhausting to do these videos, but still it takes quite a big chunk out of my day, and yeah, so I don't know when we'll be able to see each other again, but I will try, and I hope it's soon. But yeah, I'm starting work, like I said, so that might be, that might take up a lot of my time and definitely a lot of my energy. And at this point I'm just rambling, so I think I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy stitching. Bye friends.